फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello and welcome to Cricket Next. मैं हूं सौम्य कपूर and it's been a historic day for India. Chandrayaan 3 has landed successfully on the moon, and congratulations to all of us. And now it is Team India's chance and turn to create history as they are eyeing a clean sweep against Ireland in this T20I series under Jasprit Bumrah, a young side of course. To talk more about it, I have with me Sahil Malhotra, K. Srinivas Rao and Jamie Walter joining in the show. Welcome to Cricket Next, guys. How have you been?
Yeah,
Good.
good.
Srini, I would start with you. You know, it's been a series of some takeaways. जीत गए हम सीरीज 2-0 का लीड है. We were expecting this kind of a result, or most likely we will win the third game, not taking away anything from Ireland. But अब क्या chances हैं और किसी प्लेयर को ट्राई करना चाहिए इस थर्ड गेम के अंदर?
यशस्वी, ऋतुराज, ये दोनों से ओपन करो, 10 विकेट से जीतने की कोशिश करो कम से कम. और ये दोनों को वो योर टॉप 3 यहाँ पे, यशस्वी, ऋतुराज, तिलक.
Yeah.
In this order you are my future. When I'm looking at 2024, in this order you are my future.
Yeah.
And I will not, come what may, every single T20 game that I play, I will play it in this order. I will bat in this order. I will not experiment. I will not think twice in, kind of this thing. Okay, there is an Ishan Kishan. That option will come later on. We will have to figure, in terms of how we use him best. Maybe number 3, Tilak at number 4. But right now, this is nothing changes. So in this particular order, followed by, of course, Sanju. And then you have taken, Rinku there. Give him every single bit of opportunity that you can, and make him see. He is. When you talk about IPL and unearthing stars, then there is no doubt that Rinku is the star that you unearthed, right? In whichever measure you can think of, and thereby, based on that particular, burst of whatever energy he showed in the format you took him, you selected him. Now give him that, platform to showcase himself. Yeah. Do not hold back. उसको लेके जाने के बाद मैं थोड़ा एक्सपेरिमेंट कर लेता हूँ, मैं थोड़ा यहाँ पे इसको खिला दूंगा, वहां उसको खिला दूंगा, मत करो. आपका एक साल का सबसे बड़ा T20 स्टार रिंकू सिंह है ना, आप उसको इंडिया टीम में सिलेक्ट कियो, आप उसको हर सिंगल मैच खिलाओ जब तक वो आपको डिसअपॉइंट नहीं करता. खिलाओ, चांस दो.
But Jamie, okay, sticking to Rinku is fine, but you also have a Jitesh Sharma who probably can make a debut for himself. ये मैच उतना important नहीं है, I would say. आप जीते हुए हैं सीरीज, आपको इस सीरीज में भी इतना इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ेगा. And you have players around जो अगर एक आध प्लेयर फेल भी कर जाए तो can make up for that those runs.
See, Jitesh Sharma probably will not play this match only because India are still looking for the second wicketkeeper for the World Cup, right? KL Rahul, मैं 6 महीने से कह रहा हूँ, KL Rahul World Cup में keep नहीं करेंगे, and this was underlined by the fact that Ajit Agarkar said 2 days ago कि he's still not fit to keep, right? Problem is India still need a keeper, and because इन्होंने खुद के पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मारा, they have no option but to play Samson in all 3 matches, right? Ideally, in a perfect world, आप Samson को T20 टीम के आसपास आप नहीं रखते, लेकिन क्योंकि आपको एक सेकंड कीपर की जरूरत है वनडे वर्ल्ड कप में और एशिया कप में, and that person cannot be Jitesh because he's uncapped, right? So that's why we're seeing Samson's been batting at I think he went at number 3. No, did he go at 3 or did he bat at 4? एक मैच में 3 पे गए थे ना शायद. Or 4.
Anyway, 5 पे भी गए ना.
So he's batting in your top 4 only because India still consider him 5% chance, a chance for the World Cup. तभी तो वो standby traveling player के तौर पे Asia Cup जा रहे, right? In any other scenario, Jitesh Sharma would have played the first match just like Rinku Sharma. But उनका समय आएगा, बिकॉज आई डोंट सी फ्रैंकली इस आइलैंड सीरीज के बाद जब पूरा फोकस वनडे पे आएगा, T20 हम लोग नेक्स्ट कब खेल रहे हैं मुझे मालूम ही नहीं है, एशियन गेम्स ऑफ कोर्स, बट संजू सैमसन इज नॉट गोइंग टू प्ले एनी मोर T20 क्रिकेट बियॉन्ड द एशियन गेम्स बिकॉज यू हैव ईशान किशन एंड यू हैव पीपल लाइक जितेश शर्मा लाइन अप। लेकिन क्योंकि अभी भी ये वर्ल्ड कप के चांस है, इसीलिए मेरे ख्याल से सैमसन विल प्ले अगेन एंड पोर जितेश विल हैव टू सिट आउटसाइड, मुझे लग रहा है ऐसा। आई बी सरप्राइज इफ दे पिक्ड हिम टुडे।
But Sahil, isn't it really harsh on someone like a Jitesh कि ठीक है आपने संजू को तो सिलेक्ट एज अ रिजर्व सिलेक्ट करा है, लेकिन सिलेक्ट तो कर लिया है ना, अभी उनको एक और गेम देने का क्या ही मतलब बनता है। ठीक है मैच प्रैक्टिस इज ओके, गेम टाइम इज फाइन, बट ही हैज प्लेड दैट इतना क्रिकेट की अगर वो एक मैच में बाहर बैठ के रेस्ट सो कॉल्ड रेस्ट भी कर लेंगे तो उन्हें फर्क पड़ेगा नहीं।
No, but I think no, we need to address the larger picture here, right? Because you need a Samson, as Jamie said, in rhythm. क्योंकि अगर वो as a reserve wicket keeper जा रहा है, and there are still concerns regarding that KL Rahul groin niggle. So again, let's just understand that a groin niggle will kind of disable him to be at the best of his keeping abilities if it is not resolved within the next 7-8 days. If that happens, then who do you fall back on? Do you play the punt of Ishan Kishan in the middle order or go back to Sanju Samson? I think both the options are not in India's favor right now. But then वो जो दो terrible options भी हैं आपके पास middle order के अंदर, उसके अंदर आप less terrible वाले के साथ आगे जाओगे. And for that, I think Ishan Kishan is a slight misfit in the middle order, and Sanju Samson will hold slight edge when it comes to being the विकेट कीपर इन एब्सेंस ऑफ केएल राहुल. तो आप उसको गेम टाइम दोगे यार. और अगर फेयर अनफेयर की बात है, सो आई थिंक द क्रिकेटिंग वर्ल्ड हैजंट बीन फेयर ऑन संजू सैमसन, एंड द एंटायर संजू सैमसन आर्मी विल बी अप विद देयर स्क्वाड्स कि यार पिछले 7-8 साल में ये कितना क्रिकेट खेला है जो हम जितेश शर्मा को बोल रहे हैं. आई थिंक जितेश कैन वेट and he will get his chances in T20s, but right now I think you need to address the picture of Asia Cup and World Cup.
There is nothing more frustrating or irritating than to use that line, Zahil, that Sanju Samson army. ये संजू सैमसन आर्मी, विराट कोहली आर्मी, रोहित शर्मा आर्मी, इसको तो नहीं बोले. ओके, if anybody is doing these players really harming them, it is these armies. And whatever these social media agencies and these companies or whoever they are backing these players, they are doing the greatest amount of injustice to these players by making this player believe कि तेरा fan base हम create करके देते हैं जो तेरे को जाके social media पे तेरे लिए fight करेगा. Unfortunately, we have a bunch of jokers until now who have been running the selection committee. Thankfully, I expect Ajit Agarkar to change that. But वो चेतन शर्मा जैसे लोग, until I have zero respect. Let me put this on record. I have zero respect. Okay, you as a cricketer, what you may have achieved was मैं वो वहाँ नहीं जाना. Today as a selector, okay, for the kind of whatever chances you may have taken, but the point being, ये जो fan backed ये जो है ना विराट कोहली आर्मी, ये भाई, that's exactly where Indian cricket lacks today. That you don't have a selector of reputation who can look beyond that, and I hope that changes. And that said, Sanju Samson is not the first choice. The first choice is Ishan Kishan. Whether it happens in a 50-over format or it happens in a T20 format, Sanju Samson has been given his opportunities. You look at the numbers. Both have played. Sanju has played, I think, around 13 innings. Ishan has played around 16 innings. Okay. Look at the kind of दोनों को 2021 और 23 के बीच में चांसेस मिले हैं, 22 और 23 के बीच में चांसेस मिले हैं. Okay, not much of a difference, slightly in terms of number of runs and in terms of the only reason I'll back Ishan is because he has shown the ability to bat absolutely without fear. And in a white ball format, if I have to take a mad guy and invest in him, I'll go with Ishan. But that's again a personal POV. That's my personal POV. But that said, Sanju army ko beech mein matlab.
Yeah. Just quickly, Srini, I
just wanted to ask you on that. I'm a big fan of Ishan in the way he bats without fear. But then all those runs have come at top of the order. And in case you are looking for someone to fill in the middle order,
554, 550, 570. What was the number of runs that he scored in 2020 IPL? I'm sorry, I'm giving you a different format example. Yeah. Where did he bat? Right. He was always a middle order batsman, never a top order batsman. वो तो आपने उसको बना दिया ओपनर, वो कभी ओपनर था ही नहीं. तो हम ही फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी के हिसाब से हम ही चेंज कर रहे हैं और फिर हम ही उस ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट जज कर रहे हैं.
He
वो
scored
कभी
500.
ओपनर था ही नहीं. हाँ,
Yeah. He scored 516 in 2020. 2020.
2020 तो वो जब तो मिडिल ऑर्डर में बैटिंग किया वो, तब तो अभी जब वो क्विंटन डीकॉक नहीं रहा मुंबई इंडियंस के पास, तब जाके उसने ओपन किया, राइट. तो first of all, you give credit to the guy that he's been making use of opportunities that are being coming his way. I thought Sanju could have made a better use of the opportunities that that have come his way. He has not, across formats. I don't think he has done justice. I don't think he's just done full justice to the space that has been given to him from a RR perspective also. I expected him to fly higher than what I witnessed today. And if KL Rahul doesn't play, yes, Sanju comes into the squad, you will require 2 wicket keepers, but first choice personally for me will be Ishan Kishan. Purely because आप देखो, आपका जब मौका आता है, आप किसी को अपॉर्चुनिटी देते हो, वो मौका वो उसका यूज करता है, उस अपॉर्चुनिटी को यूज करता है. 200 मारा ईशान किशन ने, आपने अगले मैच में उसको बिठा दिया. क्यों? क्योंकि आपको शुभमन को खिलवाना था. आई डोंट डिनाई दैट, खिलाओ, बट आप फिर ये मत बोलो कि नो नो नाउ लेट मी गो बैक टू दिस. When what message are you giving a youngster out here who's trying to, like, kind of, you've told him go out, play fearless cricket, out bhi hoga, chalega, do this, do that, and suddenly you drop him, and what message are you putting out? Where do you get a David Warner kind of a mindset from, where you go out, take a risk, and it's okay at some point once you succeed, you're going to bear the fruit of it. So I don't believe in this philosophy. For me, you decided to stick with Ishan stays your number 2. That on the basis of that only, that today Sanju Samsung is your 18th member and not the 17th member, isn't it?
Yeah.
That then, by virtue of that, where does Sanju come before Ishan?
Yeah. And also, Jamie, if you want to, this is a bit surprising for me कि आपको रिदम में एक कीपर को रखना है, एक बैट्समैन को रखना है, या फॉर्म में रखना है, क्योंकि अगर उनके पिछले 10 मैचेस में देखो, if I just read out the 10 last innings, he scored a 41, not out 13. He didn't bat in the next two. In the two earlier before that, 7, 12, 51, 9 and 2. This is all the T20s and ODIs. These are the last 10 innings. तो आप वैसे भी उसको स्क्वाड में रख रहे हो. This is the stubbornness which will be shown, right? तो ठीक है ना यार, जब आपने सोच ही लिया कि उसको स्क्वाड में रखना ही है, तो why not give the cap to a new guy?
But the new guy is, like Sahil said, the new guy is not playing. This is the last T20I that's going to count for the next 6 months, right? Yeah. Right now, everyone and anyone in Indian cricket only cares about Asia Cup and World Cup. Is Jitesh going there? He's anyways going to make his debut in Asian Games, right? Abhi, because I'm saying, because people have on this show have gone on about how KL Rahul is 100% fit. He's clearly not fit, right? Ande behre ko pata hai ki wo nahi fit hai, right? So when he's not your World Cup keeper, right? You cannot go into a World Cup without a second keeper. So who's been playing the most ODIs?
Just one update. Toss has been delayed due to rain in Dublin.
Great update. Ye to hoga. So I'm saying it's not about who's better. The point is, you still need, for a World Cup, you still need a second keeper, right? And that keeper, we can all agree, is not going to be Jitesh. So you have a underperforming, misfiring Sanju Samson, right? He's only playing these 3 matches because he's still a 5% chance for the World Cup. अभी सुन लो मेरी बात, केएल राहुल वर्ल्ड कप में कीपिंग नहीं करेंगे, ये मैं 5 महीने से कह रहा हूं. तो आपका सेकंड कीपर कोई तो होगा नहीं. There's no doubt the number 1 keeper is Ishan Kishan, but you still need a second one. And it's the simple logic कि जितेश शर्मा नहीं खेलेंगे वर्ल्ड कप, तो आपको, like Sahil said, you need to get whatever is left in this joker on our screens to get him somewhat near half fit, right? इसलिए वो एशिया कप जाएंगे. It's as simple. I don't know how we've been discussing Jitesh Sharma with the World Cup looming here.
Yeah. No, it's not about discussing Jitesh Sharma. My only point is, if you've taken a youngster there, जो उस फॉर्मेट में, और कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग ट्रांजिशन फेज में हैं, एटलीस्ट T20.
Like I said on every single show on this platform, when we discussed, the whole purpose of these 320Is were to get 12 overs out of Jasprit Bumrah, out of Prasidh Krishna, and to see whether Sanju Samson should go. बाकी किसी को घंटा फर्क पड़ता है कि रिंकू खेले, दुबे खेले. No one cares, because everyone's focus is on the Asia Cup. It's because these series are part of an FTP which you have to honor I think we can all agree that three T20s in Ireland, there no kisi ko farak. Yesterday I was in Mumbai interviewing a player who's part of India's squad for the World Cup. Okay, I can't take names right now. He's saying, "Sir, कोई नहीं देख रहा. अश्विन भाई को छोड़ के ये 3 मैच कोई नहीं देख रहा. सबका वर्ल्ड कप का साया इस सीरीज के ऊपर है." And from that perspective, it's only can Bumrah bowl 12 overs? I was the only one saying कि प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा एशिया कप जाएंगे. लोग हंस दे. प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा एशिया कप. We know because इनका योगदान इतना अच्छा रह चुका है पिछले 14 वनडे में कि the moment he was fit, he had to come back, right? And the same thing again. You can argue that the people saying that Tilak Verma should go to the Asia Cup, now they're all quiet because he's got 2 ducks in a row, right? But he showed enough in those 5 T20s कि given, and again I cannot underline enough, KL Rahul और श्रेयस अय्यर को अभी तक लेकर उस स्क्वाड में आ गए, बट सबको पता है वो अभी मैच फिट नहीं है. आप अभी भी एक मिडिल ऑर्डर ऑप्शन ढूंढ रहे हैं जो कि लेफ्टी है. दैट्स व्हाई Tilak Verma is there. So these 3 T20, with no disrespect to Arshdeep and Ravi Bishnoi and Dubey, all these guys, Jaiswal, ये खेलेंगे, ये बहुत साल तक खेलेंगे. These 3 matches were only about Bumrah, Ishan Kishan, Prasidh Krishna and Sanju Samson.
ठीक है, Srini, Jamie just mentioned Jasprit Bumrah. We were waiting for that comeback and we were, kind of scared also. जब वो comeback अपना कर रहे थे. How happy are you to see him bowling in that manner, considering Asia Cup और World Cup है अब 2 महीने?
No, I mean this was always a given. Sahil will knows better. Sahil as a reporter, he was tracking this very closely, and me and Sahil have talked about this many times. It's not like Jasprit Bumrah couldn't have made his comeback earlier. Then he needn't have waited for Ireland, kind of to make his comeback. He would have played. He could have easily played a series before this. And the point is, why was Ireland chosen? Away from here, kind of no unnecessary media standing on your head.
Yeah.
You're away from all
Low
that
key.
pressure. Low key. You're like peace of mind. यहाँ पे आप 50 लोग आपके सर के आजू बाजू मंडरा रहे हैं, आपको पूछ रहे हैं कैसा लग रहा है आपको, कैसा फील कर रहे हैं आप. मैं ठीक ही फील कर रहा हूँ, अच्छे वेदर में हूँ, एंजॉय कर रहा है. So that is why they chose to bring him. But he was recovering well. That is where the KL Rahul bit that I can, that Jamie just spoke about, even Shreyas for that matter. There are people I have regularly in touch with, try to understand what happens in the ecosystem. Sahil has even reported about this. When the news appeared, in certain quarters, news has appeared that KL Rahul or Shreyas, see, I'll tell you how mentality works, how mindsets work. News appeared कि KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer फिट नहीं है, वर्ल्ड कप के स्क्वाड में नहीं रहे, एशिया कप के स्क्वाड में नहीं रहने वाले, राइट? दैट वाज द न्यूज़, राइट? व्हेन इट केम आउट. कभी नहीं था. दे वर ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी पार्ट ऑफ इट. Sahil was reporting. I remember Sahil had called me. We spoke about it that day. And then I think Sahil had even said, like, let's run the story because they are in contention. And I think we said, like, छोड़ो. I mean, why do we go and like keep justifying every time that, ये गलत है, ये सही है? Let things happen at a pace, right? But the point is, these guys were never, they were slowly, steadily recovering. What happened, and I'm basing this on like, whatever I spoke with and what Ajit Agarkar has said, what Rohit said, and in general what I've been hearing, right? So KL ka jo niggle hai, it is right now, once bitten twice shy. They don't want to take any risks. They don't want to take what are they scared of? More than anything else, they're scared of another embarrassment. Okay. And trust me, with this guy, I'm ready to trust Ajit in a lot many ways, okay, because of the kind of guy he's been. I'm ready to trust Ajit. And from what I can see is that they are scared. It's not like they're not confident. Where KL is coming from in terms of recovering, so where Jamie says that, ye keeping nahi karenge is not based on the injury that he was suffering, which was the thigh injury.
Yeah.
Right now, this groin niggle, we'll have to see what this is and how bad this is or how good this is. They were under no pressure to select KL for Asia Cup. They could have easily kept him aside. जब इतना दिन उसको बाहर रखा, अभी उसको लाने का कोई जरूरत नहीं था. You could have included him in the Australia series. You could have brought him last minute.
Yeah.
No worries. You know, at the end of the day, this BCCI has made itself unanswerable to anyone. So they could have gone ahead and done that also. तो उसको यहाँ इसलिए लाया because they are comfortable with the idea of KL Rahul coming back into the India squad.
Hmm.
Apropos, regardless this niggle that he's carrying, and they truly believe that whatever niggle he's carrying is he will take a week to kind of come out of it,
Yeah.
and they expect him to kind of see. You can Asia Cup में भी आप देखो,
Hmm.
it's a 50 over game. It's not, तुम अगर उसको ला रहे हो कीपिंग करने T20 में लाए होते,
Hmm.
एक T20 खिलवाते उसको वहां पे,
Yeah.
उसको अगर उसको आपको टेस्ट ही करना था तो उसको आयरलैंड भेजे होते तुम,
Yeah.
है ना? ये
True.
जसप्रीत बुमराह जो स्क्वाड में गया है,
Yeah.
they are confident. That is precisely why they brought him here. Why is Jasprit Bumrah gone to Ireland? Because they wanted to check his rhythm. They wanted to see if he's like come back, if he's rolling his arms, if he's running properly, क्या है action वगैरह सब सही है, ठीक है?
Hmm.
But with KL, they were pretty confident. That is why they brought him back into the 50 over format.
Hmm.
And I would like to believe that that is the case.
Yeah.
Based on a calculated this thing, I would like to believe that is the case. And well, I mean, yes, I mean, I
Yeah. Yes.
can't
No,
don't have
I
anything
just
more to
wanted
add
to
to
add on this from what I kind of heard from Ajit Agarkar during that press conference. So he was categorically asked regarding this niggle and how bad this is and what are his wicket keeping chances. So Agarkar on record kind of made it very clear that it's not that bad, and KL Rahul continues to play as a wicket-keeper batter. So in
Hmm.
their head, they are pretty sorted that the niggle isn't bad, and they continue to pick KL Rahul as a wicket-keeper batter. So I think, but again, with the groin and the kind of history he has had with groin injuries, KL Rahul, I think he did have a sports hernia problem. I'm not really sure, but I think he did. So I think considering that history also, I think it could get a bit 50-50. But right now, the management is kind of convinced that he continues to play as a
Yeah.
wicketkeeper batter. And it's just a couple of games at max which they are seeing. And I think the camp in Allur from
Hmm.
25th is going to answer a lot of questions for a lot of players.
I was coming to that camp only. Sahil, you have just done a story. The Indian team will be assembling in Bangalore, Allur, for the camp. Can you just provide the details of the camp, preparatory
So
camp?
I spoke to a lot of people in the board and people who have been tracking developments and how the camp is going to be conducted. So by today, the Indian squad will assemble in Bangalore, and I think most of the members have already reached. Rohit, Pandya, Virat are likely to assemble by today evening, and by 25th, the players who are in Ireland, the players part of the Asia Cup squad, the likes of Prasidh Krishna, the likes of Jasprit Bumrah, Tilak Verma, Sanju Samson, they'll reach Allur on 25th. They'll leave from Ireland tomorrow, and from what I've heard, first they're likely to head to their home city, and from there they'll make their way to Allur, where the camp will be held. It's a 5-day camp, and BCCI has made a very smart move. I was not expecting that big a net bowler contingent, but they
Yeah.
have like 14 net bowlers, and the
Yeah.
idea behind that is to ensure quality sessions for the batters and not to exhaust or burn out your key bowlers ahead of two important white ball tournaments. Because see, you are going to play 15-16 ODI games. 50
Hmm.
ओवर का गेम है, 50 ओवर फील्ड पे रहना है आपको, तो आप अपने बॉलर्स को अल्लूर के अंदर पूरा बंदर नहीं बना सकते.
नहीं
सो
कर
दे कैरिंग अ लॉट ऑफ वेराइटी, एंड रोहित वाज वेरी हैप्पी विद दिस कैंप. वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बोला कि आफ्टर अ लॉन्ग टाइम वी आर हैविंग अ कैंप लाइक दैट. आई वाज स्पीकिंग टू श्रीनी, जस्ट गेटिंग अ पर्सपेक्टिव हाउ थिंग्स वर बिफोर. पहले ये सब होता था कैंप वैम्प. अब बिकॉज द एफटीपी इज सच दैट you don't get a window for camps like these, but now that they have, I think they would look to make most of these 5 days away from all the limelight. क्योंकि देखो ये एनसीए में नहीं हो रहा, सो आसपास जनता भी आपको कम दिखेगी. आप अल्लूर में हो, आप एक अलग जोन में हो, मीडिया के लिए भी कोई व्यूइंग अपॉर्चुनिटी अनफॉर्चुनेटली नहीं है. सो आप एकदम शांति से, सुकून से स्किल बेस्ड ड्रिल कर सकते हो. एंड आई फॉरगॉट, द चेयरमैन ऑफ सिलेक्शन कमिटी अजीत अगरकर along with all the selectors will be there. As of now, VVS Lakshman will not be attending that camp, but I personally feel ki ekad din you could expect, Lakshman just dropping in to see whether things are in order. So this is what the camp is going to be all about, and I think it culminates on 29th, and then the team heads to Sri Lanka, where they play the first game against Pakistan on September 2.
2nd of September. Yeah. And Jamie, how इतने सारे क्योस के बाद, इतने सारे कंफ्यूजन्स के बाद एक पॉजिटिव अप्रोच दिख रहा है यहाँ पे कि 5 दिन का कैंप रखेंगे, 14 नेट बॉलर्स हैं वहां पर. एक एक तरीके से एक बहुत बहुत अच्छे प्लानिंग के साथ ये चीज हो रही है. एक बड़े टूर्नामेंट का प्रिपरेशन हो रहा है जो कहीं ना कहीं इतने टाइम से मिसिंग था. व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स अबाउट दिस कैंप पर्टिकुलर?
No, it's very good because at least it shows that in all this like chaos that we've been talking about for the last what 6-7 weeks, at least कुछ तो लग रहा है कि हाँ इनके मन में है. Because all we've heard from Dravid, Pandya, Rohit, ने अभी हम नहीं सोच रहे. Like, can you imagine Rahul Dravid said after the fifth T20I, like 9 days ago, हम अभी एशिया कप के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे. मैंने कहा लाहौल विला कुवत, ये इंसान क्या? This is the fifth T20. It was what 8 days ago. तो ऐसे वाहियात कमेंट सुनने के बाद I read this thing. I'm like, this is actually good कि this someone has thought के भाई, and like Shri said, let's hope a lot of the credit does whenever the dust settles on this tough, like Chetan calls it, the stupid phase. Let's hope the credit in the end does go a lot to Ajit Agarkar because he's someone I think a lot of us have had that faith, because आपको ऐसी status का selector की जरूरत एक चाह थी, right? I'm on the same page when Shrini talks in those fairly scathing words about the previous chairman selection head because it was a joke, right? So let's hope that this again a 5-day camp in Allure. We've seen these before. कुछ ज्यादा हासिल नहीं हुआ है लेकिन वर्ल्ड कप के क्या 1.5 महीने के पहले if they're doing this, let's hope it works because God knows we all know, yeah, right now जितना भी फोकस ये टीम रह सकती है द्रविड और रोहित के चलते, it has to yield positive results because इतने शोज हमने किए जब हम सब कह रहे हैं भाई ये चल क्या रहा है इस टीम में.
You're forgetting another Rahul Dravid quote. I admit the batting lacked depth.
हाँ डेप्थ बताओ यार, आप डेप्थ भी नहीं कर पाए 2 साल में तो कौन निकालेगा? मैं निकालूंगा क्या अलूर में जाके? क्रेजी मैन, क्रेजी. लेट्स जस्ट
ऑन लाइटर श्रीनी, ऑन अ लाइटर नोट, आपको क्या लगता है ये किसका प्लान होगा? इतना प्लान्ड अप्रोच दिखाने का ये किसका प्लान होगा? नेट बॉलर्स भी ज्यादा रखते हैं और ऐसी जगह पे करते हैं जो अलूफ हो. ये किसका अप्रोच हो सकता है?
Yeah, the fact that you say plan, ना, वो अचानक BCCI and plan both in one sentence sounds like a very nastily unimaginable combination.
Contradictory.
But that said, yeah, plan जो है ना, तो वो आपका जो पिछले जो कुछ हफ्ते थे, what you witnessed in the Caribbean, obviously we all know what happened, and like every single hope of whether it's Asia Cup or whether a World Cup, anybody sitting anywhere discussing Indian cricket, 9 times out of 10, the one thing that that would have been on the mind would have been like, Bhagwan bachaye is team ko, right? So from there, as much as you got to pick the right bunch and put it across, which again, we spoke about the selectors and the captain, as much as that is concerned, outside of that, even the rest of the machinery in Indian cricket would have been thinking, नहीं यार, अब तो कुछ ढंग से कुछ तो ऐसे कर लेते कि सामने वाला ये सोचे कि हम ध्यान दे रहे हैं. हाँ, तो वहां पे फिर आपके सारे आइडियाज निकलने लगते हैं कि एक काम करो यार, इनको सब ना मीडिया से दूर भेजो, इनको कहीं अच्छी जगह भेजो, इनको कहना इनफ बॉलर्स रखो कैंप में, इनफ ये रखो, इनफ वो रखो. ये अब सब होता जाएगा क्योंकि अभी वो मतलब right now you want to repair the damage, you want to soothe nerves, you want to like kind of calm down the anxiety levels that had gone up after what you witnessed in the West Indies, right?
Yeah.
So everything will like kind of move in a direction where you might be made to believe that listen, back end पे ये काम चालू है, but again आपके प्राइमरी फियर्स जो हैं, प्राइमरी वरीज जो हैं, वो चेंज नहीं हो रहे, वो वही है. अभी भी वरी यही है. See, I am ready to believe that KL Rahul, because of what Ajit Agarkar is saying, because of what I am hearing behind the scenes, but still what Jamie is saying is a very clear worry. It is there in the minds of वो once bitten twice shy. आपको जो पता है कि भाई एक डायरेक्टर है जिसकी हर मूवी फ्लॉप ही होती है, उसकी कोई मूवी हिट नहीं होती है, उसकी दूसरी रिलीज आने वाली है, तो आप ये तो नहीं बोलोगे ना अरे ये तो सुपर हिट है. नहीं, आप तो ये बोलोगे यार पैसे लगाऊं क्या इस पिक्चर पे, मैं मुझे पता है क्या प्रोडक्ट देता है ये. तो इट्स द सेम थिंग विद दिस इंडियन. You've been used to seeing what has happened over a period of time. So that fear will not leave you. So everything else that is going on is to make you feel that देखो सब अच्छा है, आप टेंशन मत लो, हम 14 बॉलर भेज रहे हैं नेट्स में, कोई टेंशन नहीं है, right? But so again this is which is not bad, huh? At least आप उस डर के मारे कम से कम कुछ तो कर रहे हो.
चलो,
which is all.
Jimmy.
So I'm saying, so that's all that what Srini is saying. That's why they've taken the decision to put Samson as a standby, right? अगर इतना सीरियस नहीं होता वो उसको नहीं बेचते. So to my mind, this is just one. अभी भी ईशान किशन आपके ओडीआई 11 में फिट नहीं है, यानी कि वो फर्स्ट चॉइस प्लेयर नहीं है. उनके मिडिल ऑर्डर वनडे आंकड़े बहुत खराब है. ऊपर से केएल राहुल has doubts. Right? If those doubts were going to go away in 5-6 days a week, then they would not have named Sanju Samson. So as critical as I've been of Sanju Samson, the fact that he's still even in discussions is because, to my आउटर पर्सपेक्टिव, राहुल अभी कीपिंग के लायक कहीं तक नहीं है. और अगर वो बाय चांस, एंड आई विश हिम ऑल द बेस्ट, अगर वो एशिया कप में फिट हो भी गए ना, you still got a guy who's not kept wickets in a live match since March. Are you still going to go into a World Cup with him? You're not. And if you are, if Dravid and Rohit and Agarkar are actually thinking of that, then right now on this day, let's just give up the World Cup. A keeper, and let's not forget, इनके आंकड़े इतने अच्छे नंबर 5 पे, he's fulfilling such a damn important role just as a batsman. उस बेचारे के ऊपर जो 5 महीने से खेला नहीं है, आप कहोगे बेटा तुम वर्ल्ड कप में कीपिंग करो. Even if he is fit, it's just too much. So it has Vijay Shankar vibes for me all over it. So let's hope that India, along with Rahul, name a second keeper, because yeah, we need one. It's a fact.
Yeah. चलो कोई तो मैनेजमेंट ऐसी, या श्री.
No, my point is this. I if what Jamie is saying is true, if it's a fear which is there, and at some point it's an elephant that needs to be addressed at some point. Okay, then I would suggest, boss, ki you keep KL Rahul out of the World Cup squad. For me, if KL Rahul is just going there as a batter because you are worried about his fitness and the fact that he can't keep in a 50-over format, you're not convinced, then मेरे हिसाब से KL Rahul की फिर जगह बनती नहीं है squad.
Yeah, because you will also need another player for
I will always go. आप कीपिंग के लिए फिट नहीं हो, बड़ा आप बैटर हो, तो आपको मैं नंबर 4 पे खिलाऊंगा. To me, that doesn't make any sense.
So that's what I'm saying, right? And it's a question from me to everyone watching, right? Because he's such an important player, he's had outstanding numbers, right? But do you want to bring him back? And let's admit it, post-COVID, KL Rahul he's not looked right here, na? So already जब वो run मारते हैं, हम सब बोलते हैं यार कुछ off है. So do we actually want him to come back, fulfill a damn tough role as number 5 and keep wickets? Again, I have no inside cover. It's just a feeling. I would, even if he's 100% fit, I just wouldn't want, because he's such a frail character these days. Na? Do you want him keeping wickets in a World Cup? I personally don't. And if that option happens to be a third-rate Sanju Samson, to me, it's still better than expecting KL Rahul to come back in a World Cup. यार, मतलब बड़े-बड़े अच्छों की पैंग गिली जाती है World Cup में. And here you have a guy who just seems somewhat off between the ears post COVID. That's just my fear. It's maybe it's unfounded, unsubstantiated, but it's still a valid fear in my mind. I don't know.
I agree. That's a very valid point. That if this team management is convinced, if selectors, coach, captain, if they are convinced that this guy is not fit, even to keep, then मुझे नहीं लगता इसकी 15 में जगह बनती है. Having said that, if this team management truly believes that he is fit and good enough to keep wickets, let's go ahead and at least trust them with it. And not worry too much about the niggle that he's traveling with.
Sahil, I guess the management should have picked him up in the squad also, na? अगर ऐसा कुछ confusion.
No, I just wanted to, I just want to add one very so on the day of the selection meeting, I was sitting with a current senior sports journalist, and we were talking about how things were during the 2011 World Cup, and I've had the discussion with Srini also. That squad. So we are underestimating the fact that we are playing a World Cup at home. Do we have the characters in this squad to take that pressure head on? Because see, Sachin, Sehwag, Gauti, Viru, all these guys have spoken numerous times about, जहां जाते थे लोग पूछते थे जीत के आना, हारना नहीं, वर्ल्ड कप जीतना. अभी अगर आप विराट कोहली पुराना वाला लेकर आओगे तो मैं मान जाऊंगा. उसके अलावा मुझे यहाँ कोई कैरेक्टर नहीं दिख रहा जो इतना हीट ले लेगा. And this heat will travel for more than 8,000 kilometers. That's the distance India are going to travel.
जहां ये लोग जाएंगे बेचारे यार, सब उन पे चढ़ेंगे. The expectation style.
बेचारे वहीं पे वो frailness वाला
बेचारे ही है
जो जेमी ने बोला ना. I think I also kind of, that was मेरे back of the mind था. जितना मैं KL Rahul को, the moment he was dropped from the Border Gavaskar Trophy, उसके बाद से उसका IPL का body language, the way he was getting out, the way he was kind of, कहाँ से गेम हरवा रहा था, क्या कर रहा था, he hasn't looked in the right space, head space. Or no matter how good you are middling the ball, जब तक दिमाग सही नहीं है ना, half the battle is lost. Because cricket right now is more than just the skill of middling the ball. वो it's a mental game. और अभी आप the kind of pressure which is going to come their way, खुदा ना खास्ता पाकिस्तान ने जो कल करा है अफगानिस्तान के साथ, उसका आधा भी इनके खिलाफ कर दिया. वो जो कल आग के गोले फेंक रहा था,
what was going on in that match यार?
मेरे को तो ये समझ नहीं आया खेलेगा कौन हमारे में से, विराट कोहली के अलावा इतनी तेज.
सेम थॉट आया हारिस रॉफ को देख के यार.
हारिस रॉफ, शाहीन अफरीदी नहीं करेगा तो नसीम कर देगा, नसीम नहीं करेगा तो हैरिस है. अगर तीनों को खेल गए तो शादाब है.
शदाब
डेंजरस टाइम्स.
चलिए देखिए बहुत दिनों के बाद एक पॉजिटिव न्यूज आई है. ये जो मैनेजमेंट में जो एट द हेल्म जो चेंजेस हुए हैं उसके बाद एक पॉजिटिव न्यूज आई है कि कहीं ना कहीं प्रिपरेशंस थोड़ी बेटर हो रही है, या बताया जा रहा है बेटर हो रही है. जो भी अप्रोच अच्छा दिख रहा है, थोड़ा पॉजिटिविटी है तो वहीं रहते हैं और पॉजिटिविटी के साथ इस सेशन को एंड करते हैं. बट एक प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आयरलैंड में डब्लिन में अभी बारिश हो रही है और टॉस नहीं हुआ है. टॉस इज डिलेड. आई जस्ट होप मैच हो जाए और हम 3-0 कंप्लीट कर ले, वरना 2-0 से वापस आना पड़ेगा. ट्रॉफी तो आई गई है. Jasprit Bumrah as captain, he has a trophy now. That is for sure. चलिए, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. Lovely chatting with you.
Lovely.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.